Volcanoes, a formidable natural power in the real world. The largest volcanic eruption in the world, the Tambora eruption in 1815, generated as much as 150 cubic kilometers of magma and created a column that reached up to the height of 50 kilometers. Volcanoes are capable of destroying entire villages, even cities of 20,000 people in the case of the Vesuvius eruption that happened in the year 79 AD, and completely demolished the Roman city of Pompeii. But what does this have to do with Minecraft in any way, shape or form? Well, I think that Minecraft needs a volcano biome, and in this video I explore why, how Mojang could implement it, and I also show you a couple of examples of volcano biomes from different mods. Welcome to the first episode of Minecraft Biome Suggestions, a subbranch to the Minecraft Biome Analysis. Alright, why does Minecraft need a volcano biome? Apart from me slowly losing ideas for these videos, there are a couple of reasons why a volcano biome could be a wonderful addition. First, Minecraft lacks dangerous biomes. The closest we ever got to a truly dangerous biome in the overworld are the deserts. But these are still peaceful. Even though you cannot get wood or much food, it's not a huge problem to survive in it if you're equipped. But this biome would be a challenge even with armor and weapons. The biome would be almost impossible as a new player and challenging even as a late game player. I'll get into more detail about why it will be this challenging in the next section of the video. Second, I think that this biome could be a perfect biome to be both in the nether and the overworld. Since it will be a fiery biome, it could act similar to the ruined portal structure, which can spawn both in the nether and the overworld. And I think that a biome like that is exactly what this game needs. And thirdly, this could be a potential for a new structure. This structure would be the heart of the volcano. This structure will spawn at the bottom of the volcano and contain a lot of loot and a nether port. I'll get into all of these reasons more in depth in the second section of the video, which will be beginning right now. So, how could Mojang implement this biome successfully? Firstly, the block palette. This biome will be made with basalt, obsidian, crying obsidian, magma blocks, blackstone, and a new block called the cooled lava. This biome would also have lava streams coming through it. Let's now move on to the big deal, the volcano itself. The block palette that I mentioned would be around the main volcano. The volcano would be made out of the same blocks as the surrounding areas, with much more magma blocks. The volcano would have a huge crater inside it, in which there would be flows, waterfalls, and streams of lava. Inside the crater, the heart of the volcano would reside, but you could only access it during the times when the volcano is at its calm stage, when an eruption would be triggered, and that would happen either by RNG or by the player interrupting the heart of the volcano. The volcano would enter its rise stage. This stage would last for a couple of days, and during these days the lava inside the volcano would slowly rise, along with the lava streams outside the volcano overflowing. Smoke would also start rising from the volcano. The next would be the prepare stage. In this stage, smoke would become much more intense, and loud cracking noises would be heard. Lava would be flowing out of the premises of the biome, burning the ground and turning it into basalt, blackstone, and other blocks that I mentioned before. The third stage would be the filling up stage. In this stage, lava will flow out of the lava streams, filling up the crater of the volcano. The fourth stage will be the most destructive, the eruption stage. In this stage, an explosion would happen, blasting the lava up. The lava will flow down the mountain onto the landscape, destroying it. Rocks would be blasting out of the mountain, creating craters around the biome. Then, there would be the final stage, the aftermath. In this stage, the lava would cool down, leaving cooled lava behind. The eruption event would come in different sizes, so a small eruption could expand the biome by just a couple of dozen blocks, but a super eruption could expand the biome by thousands of blocks. Of course, the eruption event could be disabled in the settings entirely, or its frequency could be lowered, since the destruction it causes could be massive, and that's not what some players would want. Now, enemies. This biome will have magma cubes jumping around, blazes, but only inside the crater, and a new mob simply called the lava creature, which would be a wolf-like creature with a long neck inspired by this concept art by Kaylee Gifford. There would be one and only one instance of this creature in every volcano biome. It would mainly roam around the top of the crater, sometimes coming down from the biome to patrol it. This creature would be the biggest challenge to get through when you are trying to get inside the crater. The creature would be able to breathe fire, slash with its claws, and finally, it would be able to raise lava from the ground for a few seconds and try and kill you. Alright, structures. This biome will have 3 new structures: a geyser, the heart of the volcano, and the burnt village. The geysers would be small structures located on the sides of the biome. Steam would be coming out of the geysers along with a new type of water, the foam water. This type of water would have 3 different stages: core, bursting, and settled. The core type will spawn inside the geyser itself. This type would burn you, inflicting damage if you're in it for a long time, similar to the powder snow. The geyser would burst in regular intervals, something like 2 or 3 Minecraft days, and it would burst out bursting water, which would cover your vision, making it hard for you to see where you are going. And finally, water would settle around the geyser, creating a lake of settled water, which could work similar to the hot springs in Hollow Knight, so it could heal you over time. Just be aware, because even bursting water could hurt you if it came down right onto your face. The heart of the volcano would be a small structure that could generate in the volcano's center. It will contain a lot of loot, which would be similar to the loot in the end cities. A small new structure called the horizontal nether portal, which would be a nether portal but oriented horizontally, and the heart itself, which could be destroyed, resulting in the volcano becoming unstable and moving on to the first stage of the eruption event. The burnt village would be a new village type, which will have collapsed houses made out of basalt and blackstone, with small patches of wood and cobblestone remaining. Now, let's talk about extinct volcanoes. These would be remnants of volcanoes, but without lava and magma blocks, the lava creature. These volcanoes would spawn either at the beginning of the game or after a volcano erupted for a certain number of times, ranging all the way from 1 to 5, independent on the eruption size. Finally, how could you traverse the biome? The biome's inhospitable terrain would make it hard to live in, but if you just wanted to get the heart of the volcano, how could you do it? Well, you should pack up a lot of food, since the volcanoes could reach up to the heights of the 1.17 mountains, a fire protection set of armor, a lot of fire resistance potions, and a trident. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory, but why the trident? Well, the lava creature would be extra weak against the trident, since, it is a fiery creature, and the trident is a water-based weapon. So when the lava creature would notice you, it will attack you with its fireballs before running to you and trying to slash you with its claws before you slash it with your trident. When you kill the lava creature, you can continue up the mountain and into the crater. If the volcano was on the second day of its rise stage, the heart of the volcano would become covered with lava, making it impossible to come near it. If it were accessible, however, you could take the heart of the volcano out and escape. Before I show you examples of the volcano biomes in mods, let's travel to the final geological feature in the biome, the volcanic caves. These caves would generate under the biome and would be a massive network reaching from bedrock level up to the volcano's crater. These caves would be made out of general blocks as the biome itself, and when an eruption would start, lava would begin flowing through the biome before bursting out in the crater, and the rise stage would begin. Now, the final chapter of the video, the examples. For this, I'll use the Biomes of Plenty mod, along with the Realistic Terrain Generator mod and the Terraforge mod. The Biome of Plenty mod's volcanoes are extremely rare, and I wasn't able to find them, but from what I understand they generate using ash blocks and have lava in them. I personally don't really like the look of this biome, and I don't think that if Mojang was to ever add the Volcano Biome, this is not the best way to do it. RTG, on the other hand, is a lot better. It's still not what I envisioned the biome to be, but if Mojang added this, I would be much happier if they added something like the Biomes of Plenty Volcanoes. The same with the Terraforge mod. It's, again, not the best incarnation of the biome in my opinion, but it will be quite a good addition to the game. Alright, this was a long video, but I hope that you enjoyed it nonetheless. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Bye!